Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Art with Ray. I am Ray, and today we are going to continue our full color swatching of the full Rosa Gallery line. Today we are going to be focusing on reds, pinks, and purples. So let's get right into it. I will be reviewing and swatching with my Princeton Aquarelite Round size 4. These are smaller swatch areas, so I can get away with that. So let's get started. So the first color we're going to be swatching is Flame Red. I don't have this color, but I have seen it on plenty of reviews, and I actually really like it. So I'm kind of excited to see what this looks like. I'm just going to get it off the dot card and swatch it out for you. The dot card really does re-wet very well. Okay, so this is Flame Red. Flame Red is made with PO73. It is transparent and has a light fast rating of 3. Let's water it down a little bit and see what it looks like as it waters down. It's a very, very pretty, although very intense, in my opinion, a very intense warm red. I actually really like it. It reminds me a lot of vermilion. So I actually really do like that color. It's really nice. Okay, next. The next color we'll be looking at is Cadmium Red Light. I do have this color, and I am very familiar with cadmium colors, so I do know what this is supposed to look like. Okay, Cadmium Red Light is made with PR108 and PO20. It is a warm red. It is a natural pigment, not granulating. It is semi-opaque, as pretty much all cadmium colors are. And it does water down to a nice reddish orange, and also almost like a corally color. Not quite pink, but more of a coral color. It's nice. I tend to use cadmium reds when I want more opaque colors or I want a really bright color. But now with this flame red, which I plan on ordering, I can now have a red in here that is transparent. There's not a lot of reds that are transparent. There's some pinks. Okay, so next is Cadmium Red Medium. This is a color that I don't have, but I have used in the past. Okay, Cadmium Red Medium is made with PR108. It is granulating. It is natural pigment. It is semi-opaque, and the light fast rating is 3. And it waters down pretty well to, more mid-tone kind of pink. Still more on that, you know, um, more peachy pink side, but really moving more into a more bluey type undertone, but not quite yet. Okay, next color is another color that I don't have. It's called Bright Red. I'm hoping it's bright. I do like bright reds. And it's nice to have a bright red that isn't a cadmium too. Okay, so this is Bright Red. It's made with PO73 and PR254. It is transparent, which is really nice. And it has a light fast rating of 3. This red is really bright. I really like this actually. It's more of like a middle of the road primary red, which is great because it kind of gives you that more primary color, not too warm, not too cool. There are definite uses for that. Next is Madder Rose. I don't have this color. I do have Madder Red, and I do really like that. Where is Madder Rose? Did I mess this up? No. Okay. That'd be great, right? Okay, so this is Madder Rose. I don't have this color, but I do have Madder Red, and I do like that, which should be coming up shortly. Okay, Madder Rose is made with PV19. And let me move this over so we can actually see it. Madder Rose is made with PV19 and PV254. I think that should say PR254. There is no PV254. And it is transparent and has a light fast rating of 3. This really is a very pretty color. In mass tone, it's more of like a, you know, medium pink. But as you water it down, it's a very soft, very pretty pink. Definitely can be used in florals. Is what comes to mind for me with this color, but it's really great. Okay, next is Madder Red, which I do have, and I do really, really like this color. So 725 Madder Red. Madder Red is made with PR 177 and PR 264. It is transparent and has a light fast rating of 3. This color is very pretty. It reminds me a bit of alizarin crimson. And I think it actually might be their answer to alizarin crimson, like a permanent alizarin crimson. I really, really, really like this color. And again, it's a pretty bluey red, so it's much more of a um, cooler red, but it does water down to a very bluey pink, which is very nice, which is very different than the Madder Rose, which is a little bit of a softer pink. This tends to be a little bit more of a darker pink, and I like it, and it's very useful. Okay. The next color is another one of my favorite reds from this set, and that's Carmine. Now, Carmine can have issues with light fastness, the original Carmine pigment, but this is a mixture. No, I'm sorry, it's not a mixture. It is a much more light fast pigment. We'll talk about that in a second. So this is Carmine, and their call number is 708. Okay, so Carmine is made with PR 170:1. It is a single pigment. It is uh, transparent and has a light fast rating of 3. Let's water it down. Now, watered down, this is a gorgeous pink. This is right around your middle of the road pink. Not too dark, not too light, perfect. And when I use this Carmine, actually, I generally use the Carmine a little bit watered down because I really like the pink that it gives you. Next is number 756, which is Coral. I don't have this color. I do really like corals, um, but I usually mix it myself. Okay, so Coral is PR4, PR2, and PW6. So it's 2 red pigments and a white, which I don't care for colors that are mixed with white in general. Also, it is transparent, and it has a light fast rating of 3. This is a really pretty color, actually. I really like this. Again, you can mix this yourself, but I actually may pick up a tube of this, believe it or not. I wasn't planning on it, but I do really like it. I think it's really would be good for some skin tones, watered down, definitely some florals. So it looks like it's an all-around pretty useful color, and actually wasn't even remotely planning on maybe purchasing that, but now that I painted it out, I do like it. Okay, next color is one of my favorite general colors. I don't know what it looks like from Rosa Gallery, but I love me some Opera Rose. Opera Rose is one of the only fugitive colors that I will use. The other fugitive color that I tend to use is Daniel Smith's Moonglow. But I love me some Opera Pink. Opera Rose, this is called. Okay, so Opera Rose is made with PR 122 and a fluorescent dye. That fluorescent dye makes it 100% fugitive, which means it will fade in months, not years. Let's water this down. It's also a granulating color, which I have literally never seen an Opera Rose granulate. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. And again, it is transparent. Beautiful color. Not the brightest Opera Rose I've ever seen, but a really nice version of it. My favorite is Daniel Smith's Opera Pink. I mean, that's probably the boldest color I've ever seen for this. Okay, so next is 709 Magenta Rose. And this is their version of quinacridone magenta. And we will see. I don't have this color, so it'd be interesting to see what this looks like. All right, magenta rose is made with PR 122. It is transparent and has a light fast rating of 3. This is really pretty. Actually, this is really pretty. Um, it's a little bit brighter than what I'm used to seeing. Quinacridone rose. but I actually really like it. Okay. So actually, this magenta rose pigment is the same pigment that's used in opera rose, but opera rose adds that fluorescent dye, which makes it fugitive. So this is the PR122 that's used in opera rose, which actually is probably why it's such a bright color. Really pretty, and actually a color that I would more than likely purchase. All right, next is going to be Quinn Lilac. Lilac comes in a lot of different versions, from really dark to really bright. So we will see what theirs version is like. 727. As I'm lifting it from the dot card, actually it looks very pigmented and bright. Let's see. All right, so this is quinacridone lilac. It's PV19. It is transparent and has a light fast rating of 3. This is gorgeous. This is beautiful. This is definitely not one of those lighter, wimpy Quinn lilacs. This is a bright, bold, in your face Quinn lilac, and I like it a lot. Next is Quinn Violet. Quinn Violet is not generally a pigment or a color that I use very often, mostly because it is opaque. But let's see what theirs look like. Okay, this is Quinn Violet. It's made with two pigments, PB19 and PB15. So that's quinacridone rose and phthalo blue red shade mixed together. It's very bright, very bright. And let's water it down a little bit to see. Okay, it makes a really soft pinky purple, which is really pretty. So I don't know if I said it, this is maybe PB19 and PB15. It is opaque, which is one of the reasons why I generally don't use it. But it does have a really high light fast rate. Okay, next we are going to swatch out number 742, lavender. Lavender is another color that comes in a lot of different shades, from a very light, almost blue, to a much more darker purpley blue. This one kind of looks, at least from the dot card, kind of middle of the road when it comes to that, but let's see. Okay, so this is lavender. It is made with PB29, which is ultramarine, and PB3 and PW6. So they do add white to this, which, if you watch my channel for any length of time, you know that I can't stand when they add white to paints. But this does not look chalky or milky. So we'll see how it looks when it dries. So I actually could use that. And it is a very pretty, very middle of the road lavender. Actually, one of the nicer lavenders that I've seen, believe it or not. Okay, so and the last color that we are going to swatch in the red, pinks, and purples is violet, which is color number 710. Um, and this is their dioxazine violet. This is a violet, dioxazine violet or dioxazine purple is the color that I generally will use. In mass tone, it comes out almost black. So this is dioxazine violet. It is made with dioxazine violet, which is PB23. It is transparent and has a light fast rating of 2, which is very good. Dioxazine purple is one of those things that, and I'm kind of glad that Rosa Gallery actually rated it as a 2, because most people will rate it as a 3, and people like handprint.com and other, ooh, shoot, I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't realize that the last couple of colors you didn't see painted out. Okay. But anyway, handprint.com generally rates dioxazine violet in watercolor to be pretty light fast, but I'm actually really impressed and actually kind of glad that Rosa Gallery gave it a 2, only because it shows that they do care about their light fast ratings. They're not trying to bull anybody or, like, try to get people to think that it's so light fast, and then they put it on and it's not as light fast as they thought it was. So I have a lot of respect for them in that sense. All right, so let's take a look at these colors a little bit more close up that we did today. Let's start with the flame red. I love this color. I really do. Next is cadmium red light. Looks like pretty much all other cadmium red lights. I like it a lot. Cadmium red medium is a nice middle of the road red, more opaque clearly. Brilliant red, I really actually like. To me, that's a real kind of middle of the road red. Primary red, not too cool, not too warm, and it's transparent. which so far has been, aside from the plain red, all of the other ones um, are semi-opaque. So it's really nice that we have a middle of the road red here that is very light fast and has transparency. Madder Rose, love it. Absolutely love this color. It's so pretty. Madder Red, another color that I really enjoy that I have and I use on a regular basis. Carmine, one of my favorite reds in this set. Oops, sorry guys. Favorite reds in this set really waters down to a nice soft pink. Coral surprised me a lot actually because again, coral is to me it's like it's coral. I can easily mix it, but this is a really nice version, and it might be one that I end up choosing. Opera Rose. Who doesn't love Opera Rose? Although it's not the brightest Opera Rose I've ever seen, it's actually quite nice. I don't know that I would purchase it because I do really like Smith's version. It's the brightest I've ever seen. But this is not a bad color at all. I actually like it. Next is Magenta Rose. Love it. Again, like I said before, it's the same pigment that's used in Opera Rose, but it doesn't have the fluorescent dye, which makes it very light fast. Beautiful. Love it. The Quinn Lilac actually surprised me a bit. It's way more vibrant than I thought it was going to be. Really pretty color. Quinn Violet is, to me, Quinn Violet. It is what it is. It's a nice color, not one that I personally use. Lavender is another one that surprised me quite a bit. And I actually really like it. And I don't know. It might be one that I might purchase. I do really like it. And finally, Dioxazine Violet, which is my favorite violet. This is transparent. It's almost black in mass tone. This swatch area is tiny. I mean, I could have probably made 5 or 6 different values for this, all different, but you can see where it goes from the black to the very light. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching my video, and stay tuned for tomorrow's video where we will be going through the blues and the greens. So I hope everyone's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this, and paint on.